Khamzat Chimaev is locked in with an intense training camp focusing on relentless sparring, wrestling, cardio, and mental sharpness. Khamzat Chimaev began his camp with a full prehab scan, mobility adjustments, and a metabolic test to optimize performance. These steps ensure he's training with maximum efficiency, preventing injuries, improving movement, and allowing his team to fine-tune every session for peak results. Moreover, Chael Sonnen shared his thoughts on Chimaev versus Du Plessis, saying neither fighter will have it easy. He praised Du Plessis' underrated takedown defense and called middleweight the UFC's most thrilling division.
I mean, this isn't a simple fight where you go, well, go out and take him down. It's like, yeah, good luck. Go out and take him down. Yeah, it's true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kyle Barrow, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickel go all the way to the top. And I think that DeRinner is greatly underrated, and I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
Chael Sonnen views Khamzat Chimaev as the likely favorite, but questions his control if Du Plessis survives early danger. He believes later rounds could favor Du Plessis, giving him a strong chance.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like, if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus, okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite. And he is.
Khamzat Chimaev was seen doing pad training with full focus. He moved fast, threw powerful punches, and kept a steady rhythm, showing he is getting ready for a tough fight with sharp combinations and footwork. Joe Rogan praised Khamzat Chimaev as a special talent, especially at welterweight, but noted his struggles with making weight. He highlighted Chimaev's toughness, recalling how he battled through damage against Gilbert Burns.
Khamzat's a freak, man.
How about,
especially at 170.
Dude, but he can't make the weight. He's too unreliable.
He just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. Bro, 170, he's almost unstoppable. Even when Gilbert caught him on the noggin multiple times and dropped him, remember?
Yep.
Still kept going.
Still
like that
won,
guy
yeah.
never stopped coming.
Joe Rogan added that Khamzat Chimaev is a true assassin and a frightening fighter. He called him highly skilled, physically big, and someone who hunts down opponents with ruthless aggression inside the cage.
Khamzat is an assassin. Khamzat is a terrifying human being. He's terrifying. He's really good. He's really good and really big.
I get scared at home.
You should be.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. Khamzat's a murderer. I mean, when he gets into that octagon, he's seek and destroy. He's a dangerous man.
Khamzat Chimaev was seen shadowboxing with sharp focus, moving quickly and throwing fast combinations. His footwork looked smooth and every strike was full of intent, showing he's preparing seriously for the upcoming challenge. Jason Mayhem Miller praised Duplessis' progress, noting how fighters now upgrade skills like software. He believes having a fight booked gives them a clear deadline, forcing rapid learning and real improvement before fight night.
Duplessis really improved in his last fight quickly. I like this new trend of fighters like completely focusing on skills and like updating their software on the way to the next fight. You know, that everybody tries to talk about fights like, oh, you learn when you don't have a fight signed. I don't think so. I think these guys are committed to learning a new skill and they have a deadline.
Jason Mayhem Miller explained how Jack Della Maddalena used footwork and counter wrestling to beat Bilal, and believes Dricus du Plessis could do the same against Khamzat by controlling range and wearing him down.
So they have to figure it out by that day. And we saw with Jack, man, he showed up against Bilal Muhammad where his counter wrestling was there when he needed it. His footwork and jabs and straights were everywhere, and he kept into kickboxing range while Bilal Muhammad was like in boxing range. And then by the time he went to wrestle, it was over with. Like, nope, Jack had already outgassed him, and that's how it goes. I see something similar with Duplessis and the champ.
Duplessis, the champ,
Yes.
versus Khamzat.
Yeah, Khamzat. This kind of thing is all right.
Moreover, Mike Tyson and Joe Rogan discussed Khamzat Chimaev's toughness and style. Rogan highlighted how Chimaev absorbed 119 strikes in his first real test, a major change from earlier fights where he was barely touched. Tyson spoke about the fearless Chechen mindset, saying their intense culture builds fighters like Chimaev who show relentless drive and extreme resilience.
Fight that he was ever really tested inside the octagon, and all the other fights that he's had 4 wins, he's been hit twice. And that's not 4 wins, he was hit twice. In this fight, he was hit like 119 times or something crazy. It was an amazing fight.
Listen, didn't we just read about the Chetnians?
Yeah,
what
we
kind of
just
mentality
did. Yeah.
they are?
Tough
That's
people,
their
man.
mentality too.
Yeah.
And you know what they do for entertainment? They wrestle bears and they no, listen. I've been there, I traveled, I stayed there, I've been there. I know the president ran them.
Mike Tyson spoke further about Khamzat Chimaev, saying that although he seems friendly outside the cage, there's something intense and dark within him. He described Khamzat as a true psychopath during fights, aggressive, unshaken, and driven by something deeper. Tyson called him a rising force in MMA, blending raw power with elite skill, which makes him incredibly dangerous and thrilling to watch.
So this guy has some issues that he looks like a nice guy, but he's kind of psychopathic.
Oh, he's
right?
a full psychopath. Full psychopath.
You think he's a rising star?
Oh, yeah. I
he
mean,
is a
he
star.
just
He's a
beat
star.
Gilbert Burns.
However, Jason Mayhem Miller also said Duplessis has a tough challenge ahead. He needs to solve the puzzle of Khamzat Chimaev, who mixes solid European-style kickboxing with elite grappling. Mayhem believes the fight will come down to conditioning. Whoever shows up in the best shape will likely take the win. For him, that's the key factor in this matchup.
Do you counter wrestle? Do you find your striking exchanges working when you push the guy backwards? And can you do that without overshooting and getting taken down? Do you want to get taken down and make a scramble and this? No, probably not. Duplessis has work cut out for him. Like, he has to kind of figure this enigma out of a dude who can kickbox pretty good with this European style kickboxing and also really high level grappling. I don't know. I think it'll come down to who's in the best shape, who's the best conditioned. That's really the end of that. Happy birthday, August 16th. We're going to see that one.
Jason Mayhem Miller leaned slightly toward Khamzat Chimaev, saying he has something special from years of early training. He highlighted Khamzat's deep grappling background and ability to stay calm during tough exchanges. Mayhem explained that Duplessis is a strong grappler too, but Chimaev has a natural feel from years of practice. He also noted that Duplessis added muscle to a lighter frame, while Chimaev is a naturally bigger athlete. In his view, Chimaev might have the edge in this fight, though he admitted an upset is still possible.
Do you lean a little more towards one or the other right now?
Yeah, Chimaev, you know, because he has like this special ingrained, and I say this because you start the kids young and they just get a little extra something, you know, there's a little bit of extra feel. There's another 10,000 hours put on top of their athleticism because they've been doing this for so long, grappling especially. And Duplessis is an excellent grappler, but what it comes down to is being able to relax during those grappling exchanges and not use that much energy. His body is big, but he's like a bigger human being, not necessarily just a big muscle-bound guy like Duplessis. Like Duplessis has the frame of a lighter man, but has put on muscle to compete at the higher weight class. Chimaev might have an edge, might be an upset there.
Ariel Helwani shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, saying he expects Dricus Du Plessis to adapt as the rounds go on. He believes Du Plessis might allow the fight to stretch into the later rounds to better read Khamzat Chimaev's strategy and make adjustments. Although the opening moments could be tough, Helwani feels Du Plessis has the toughness to survive the early pressure, settle in, and possibly shift the momentum as the fight progresses.
I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
Kamaru Usman shared his thoughts on the middleweight division, urging fans not to underestimate Khamzat Chimaev. He said Chimaev's dominant performance against Robert Whittaker proved his elite status. Usman also praised Dricus Du Plessis for defeating 3 former champions and reminded everyone that all fighters deserve respect for their bravery, dedication, and the risks they take in the octagon.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185? Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whittaker's gonna get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus Du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. You know, I know people at home were spectators and were fans, and they like to just kind of talk that, oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, you know, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
Rainier de Ridder believes Dricus Du Plessis isn't getting the respect he deserves before facing Khamzat Chimaev. He noted Du Plessis may not look polished, but he always finds a way to win. De Ridder praised his ability to grow stronger as the fight continued, often turning the tide late and becoming a dangerous, underestimated opponent.
Khamzat versus Du Plessis. Predictions?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are underestimating Dricus right now. If you look at like fights they've had, it looks a bit sloppy when Dricus fights, but he always gets them. He gets better as longer as the rounds go on.
Rainier de Ridder shared his belief that Dricus Du Plessis can survive Khamzat Chimaev's early pressure. He said if Du Plessis avoids major damage in the opening rounds, the momentum could shift. De Ridder even sees a chance for Du Plessis to finish the fight in the later rounds, though he admitted nothing is certain until fight night.
And I think he can survive that early onslaught of Khamzat. So I think Dricus can pull the win out. Maybe a late finish, 4th or 5th round, but we'll see.
Darren Till gave a confident prediction for the fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis, though he admitted he's not a fan of Du Plessis' wild style. Till respected his ability to win. Still, his loyalty lies with Chimaev. He believes Khamzat's intense training and sharp focus will lead to a finish within 2 rounds, saying that mindset and preparation will be the key factors in securing the victory.
He beats Khamzat, your boy.
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Alexander Gustafsson spoke highly of Khamzat Chimaev, focusing on his top-level wrestling and grappling. He admitted that Du Plessis may have a size advantage, but believes Chimaev's physical strength is more than enough to keep up. Gustafsson pointed out the wide gap in grappling skills between the two, saying that edge could be the key factor in the upcoming fight.
You're like 2-3 weight classes above him? How strong is he? Because I've seen like he's a good training partner for you.
Yeah, no, he's very natural, strong, you know, and he has very strong genes, and he just comes with raw power, you know. All his power just comes from nature, you know.
Just natural. Right?
Natural, yeah. So guys, to get the full All-Stars experience,
Coach Eric Nixon spoke about Dricus du Plessis, describing him as a disciplined and respectful fighter who always shows up prepared. He noted du Plessis' growth since his fight with Brad, crediting that progress for his rise to world champion. While some see his style as awkward, Nixon explained that du Plessis' movement is purposeful, built through focused training. He uses unusual timing and constant pressure to break opponents' rhythm. In Nixon's view, the best way to beat du Plessis is by taking him down early and keeping control before he settles into his rhythm.
I'm so curious to how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take a guy down, put him on his back.
John Wood is backing Dricus du Plessis to come out on top against Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319. He expects a tough, high-paced battle, but believes du Plessis' awkward style, strength, and power give him the edge. Wood brushed off past cardio concerns, saying they're no longer an issue. He's confident du Plessis can weather Chimaev's early pressure and score a late finish as the fight progresses.
Again, kind of like the Pena-Harrison fight, I'm going to go with Dricus on this one. I'm going to go with Dricus in a gritty, dirty, nasty fight. He's going to have a rough couple rounds, but I think he's going to stick around. I don't think he's an easy guy to finish. It's an awkward style. He's strong. He's big. You know, cardio issues I don't think are a thing anymore. I think that he is going to get deep into that fight, and I think he finishes him.
Edmund Shabazian shared his thoughts on the possible fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, saying the early rounds will likely decide the outcome. He believes Chimaev's best chance is finishing the fight within the first 2 rounds, using his aggressive grappling style. However, Shabazian leaned slightly toward du Plessis, highlighting his toughness and awkward movement, which could help him survive early trouble and shift momentum later. He admitted it's a tight matchup, with both fighters applying pressure in their own unique ways.
Actually, I think if it's the first 2 rounds, I think Chimaev, if he doesn't finish him in the first 2 rounds, du Plessis should take it, but if it's in the first 2 rounds, if Chimaev's gonna win, it's gonna be in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. What's your official pick?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to lean towards DDP because he's a tough dude, man, and he's just so awkward, and you never know, he might scramble out of those like positions Chimaev puts him in. But Chimaev is a dog too, man. The guy doesn't stop, and he's relentless with his grappling.
Caio Baralho shared his thoughts on the Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev matchup, calling it a difficult fight to predict. He admitted that du Plessis often proves people wrong, even when doubts surround him. However, Baralho sees Chimaev's early aggression as a major threat. He believes if Khamzat can finish the fight early, he holds the advantage, but if it goes long, du Plessis might take control. Still, despite the uncertainty, Caio slightly leaned toward Chimaev while admitting du Plessis could easily surprise him again.
That's a hard one because every time I bet against DDP, he shut my mouth. So it's hard, but he's facing Khamzat. You know, Khamzat is very hard in the first or second round, so I think he can get it done real fast. But all the way, if not done real fast, I think Dricus, you're gonna make him have a hard night. So I'll go Khamzat. Maybe Dricus will shut my mouth again, but I'll go Khamzat.
Bilal Muhammad gave his take on a possible fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. Despite his past issues with Khamzat, Bilal showed support, but noted that Chimaev hasn't faced many strong wrestlers recently, mostly striking heavy opponents. He mentioned that Khamzat has shown some grappling weaknesses before, and Du Plessis' toughness and solid wrestling could pose real problems. Bilal also commented on Khamzat's cardio, saying it won't matter much if the fight ends early, but doubted that Du Plessis would be finished quickly, pointing to his strong durability and ability to push through tough moments.
Dricus Du Plessis. But when you're looking at the guys he fought stylistically, right, he hasn't fought a guy who trying to take him down yet. It's all been strikers. His last two, it's Adesanya and Strickland. Like when he fought Brunson was killing him the first couple rounds, and then he just gassed. You know, we've seen him get taken down by Brunson. We've seen him get taken down by Whitaker. He's gotten taken out by a guy so easily. That's why I think Chimaev's gonna walk through.
I know that's your boy, but Khamzat has got some of the worst cardio in the entire company.
You don't need cardio if you finish the guy in 2 minutes.
But Dricus isn't gonna get finished. He's got an iron chin and an iron will.
Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson shared his thoughts on the middleweight title clash, saying control of the pace will be a key factor. He believes Dricus Du Plessis might have the advantage in striking if he can stay on his feet and avoid Chimaev's grappling exchanges. Johnson pointed out that Chimaev has shown signs of fading in later rounds, and Du Plessis' awkward, unpredictable striking could cause problems. However, he warned that Chimaev's wrestling remains a serious threat, and Du Plessis must be prepared to defend takedowns throughout the fight to stay in control.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
But let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounded him, could not finish him,
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is gonna do what he does best.
Yep.
He's gonna be awkward. He's gonna be do the kicks, and I think DDP is gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Like
I could see it.
I think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is gonna put in the bag.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their fight? We would love to hear your thoughts on this. So share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen right now.